Let's talk about, guys, Pittsburgh basketball roster update here. And look, for Coach Capel, he is entering now, hard to believe, a little bit for me, but he is now going to be entering in his 8th season. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this will be his 8th season out at Pittsburgh. First 4 years, didn't have a winning record. Then he made the NCAA tournament, had 24 wins 3 years ago, 22 wins last year. It seemed like, or 2 years ago, it seemed like last year they were off to a really good start, like they were going to be a tournament team. They started off 12-2, and then they just had a nightmare finish to the season, 5-13, finishing 17-15 overall, 8-12 in a down ACC. So who's gone? Well, they lost their best player, Jalen Lowe. He went to Kentucky. Ishmael Leggett, Zach Austin, Damian Dunn, key contributors out of eligibility. And the Diaz-Graham twins, not necessarily the best players, but certainly rotation players, especially in the case of Guillermo, have transferred on. They brought back Cameron Corrin and Brandon Cummings, who did give them some real positive flashes last year at Pittsburgh. They brought in a couple of transfers who I think will know, what more or less what they're going to give Pittsburgh in terms of Deshaun Jackson, who is a 4-year player. I'm still not quite sure how he's got another year of eligibility here. And DeMarco Minor. So Jackson will play the center position. DeMarco Minor he's an undersized point guard, but he is a good passer, a good defender, and not a great shooter. But you know what you're going to get with Minor. You've got, as far as I'm concerned, 7 question marks after that. What are you going to get from 6'6" transfer Barry Dunning Jr., who's going to be on his 4th team in as many seasons? Nojus Indrusitis came in as a highly touted shooter for Iowa State, also coming over with Deshaun Jackson from Iowa State. You've got Papa Anadukante, who is a top 100 recruit in 2023. He's going to be a redshirt sophomore as a 6'10", 230-pound forward. Not quite sure what you're going to get from him. Omari Witherspoon, 6'4" fringe top 100 recruit freshman. You've also got Kieran Mullen, who's a 7'3" star freshman. I don't know how much you expect him to play. And then lastly, Henry Lau, who I think of these question marks is the most intriguing for me. A 6'8" forward from Sydney, or played with the Sydney Kings, last year. He's 18 years old. The highlights looked intriguing. He's somebody who I think of these question marks is the guy I'm going to be keeping my eye on. But look, I think the ACC is going to be better. I think this roster is maybe not clearly, but there's just a lot of question marks heading into this season, whereas last year I felt like Pittsburgh was in a much better place. Let's see. Once the schedule comes out, I'll make my full predictions on their record coming out for next year, so be on the lookout for that. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, peace.